Hello children, welcome to NEET World. This is Narayani, I am your foundation faculty. In previous class, we discussed about the level 3 questions and green revolution. Right children? So, let's skim fastly the green revolution. So, before that, I would like to announce very important news for you children. What is it? We are starting the foundation course from the April 1st onwards we started, and the next batch is going to start from the April 15th onwards. So, please do join children, it is very useful to you, and our main motto is the conceptual learning based on the exams of NEET and JEE. The main concepts covered by us are based on the exams of NEET and JEE, and it is for classes available in English medium for both CBSE also and SSC students also. The subjects covered by us are physics, chemistry, biology and mathematics, and very important children, and one-on-one interactions, all your doubts will be cleared by us. And the experienced teachers, we are providing quality education with experienced teachers. And children, our mode of learning is through digital panel. We are creating for you animations, videos to get to better understanding children. And our class is both offline also and online also. For offline people, you can happily come to our institute name called NEET World, present in Narayani Guda, Hyderabad, near metro station. And who want to join for the online sessions, you can scroll down at number is there, no, contact with us. Thereby we can add you in the app. Our app name called MedWorld. There we will give the access for you to access the all classes. Right children? So, this is about the foundation course children. So, don't miss this opportunity. It is starting from the April 15th onwards, and first 10 classes are free for you children. So, please join in the foundation course. It is very useful for you, and the foundation course children were to be 6 to 10 standard. The eligible for this foundation course is 6 to 10 standard people. So, children, don't miss this opportunity. We will meet you in the online sessions or offline sessions, right? Okay. So, now we will discuss about the yesterday's session. We are studying about the green revolution, right? So, let's fastly skim the green revolution. So, 1 minute children. 1 minute. What is green revolution? What is the main motto of it, the green revolution? Yes, the tremendous increase in the crop yielding, right? We call it as green revolution. By that, the India makes the self-sufficient in the food, right? Green revolution is nothing but the green revolution also called as golden era. It started in the 1960s. Right children? So, it improved many more modern techniques came to lighten in the it helps in the agriculture fields, right children? So, green revolution refers to the major change of the agriculture. It began in 1960s. It came into lighten the modern farming techniques were introduced to increase the food production. The main motto of the green revolution is increase the food production. And this revolution plays very crucial in transforming Indian agriculture and achieving self-sufficiency in food. To meet all the needs, for the food, India became the self-sufficient by the green revolution, right children? The father of the green revolution. Who is the father of the green revolution? M.S. Swaminathan. In India, M.S. Swaminathan is known as father of the green revolution. In world, Norman E. Borlaug is the father of the green revolution. So, here see what he did. So, what kind of varieties he developed in the agriculture fields. He introduced high yielding varieties of wheat and rice, both staple foods, right, which transforms India agricultural landscape, made India continue to self-sufficient. It makes by introducing the wheat and rice varieties to the agriculture field, it makes tremendous the increase of the grains in the agriculture field will be seen. So he selected the wheat varieties like Sonalika and Kalyani Sona, and selected these high yielding varieties with they having the disease resistant property. They introduced all over the wheat growing areas, thereby the increasing of the production of wheat is seen. So they what the varieties like, they are Sonalika and Kalyani Sona, right children. So what are the key features of the green revolution? The key features of the green revolution is high yielding varieties, which means the quantity of the per plant, the grain quantity is increased. So introduction of specially breed seeds that produce grains more, that makes the production of the food is become plenty, right children. And use of chemical fertilizers came into existence. And see, the fertilizers and using of fertilizers for the purpose of increasing yield, and pesticides, weedicides, all came into existence, thereby the tremendous increase in the food production is seen. So modern fertilizers and pesticides help to boost the growth, protect the crops from pests and diseases. They helps to pesticides, weedicides helps to away from the diseases and pests, right children. So weedicides mainly to reduce the unwanted plants in the desirable crops, and pesticides which leads to the disease control methods. Diseases are controlled in the crop, in the landscape of the agriculture. And improved irrigation techniques, mainly the modern methods are came into existence in the period of green revolution. Adoption of advanced irrigation systems such as tube wells, sprinkler system, drip irrigation system, they are all developed in this era of green revolution. So next, mechanizations, which means more number of modern techniques were came to lighten, use as tractors, harvesters, combined machines that reduce the manual labor and increase the efficiency of the in the agriculture field. The practice is done very fastly. And impact of agriculture, there is a the most important tremendous increase is seen in the food production mainly. So crops such as wheat, the staple food, having the so dramatic increases we saw in the period of green revolution. So this helps in the the make India to be stable, sustainable agriculture is seen in this by the green revolution. So this is the main key features of the green revolution. So what are the benefits we got? So mainly the food security, we are become the food, we store the food grains for the further uses, when it leads to it boosts up the production of food, right children. Thereby if the next season the crop is not came into our hands, then already we stored food, the stored grains are used as a food. This becomes a food security. Why the food is stored? Because the increase the production happen by using all chemical fertilizers, mechanizations, right children, by using of fertilizers, pesticides, thereby the food grains are increased, thereby the food security is there, right children. So the boost in production of helped India become self-reliant. We should not depend on any other sources for the food. So it becomes a self-reliant in food grains, reducing the threat of famine by the destruction of crops, wars, by the destruction of crops by pesticide, pests, insects, that all is reduced. And also the heavy rainfalls, if the crop does not comes to your hands, also the stored food grains, we already before agriculture we got the plenty of food grains, right, that we stored in the silos, right. So those were the buffer stock is used for the food. If maybe due to the heavy rainfalls or wars or anything, so thereby the food security is seen in the green revolution, by the introducing of green revolution. And economic status of the farmers is changed, because the process of making agriculture practice become fast by using of machines, right children. So higher yields of improved farmers incomes and lead to broader economic growth in rural areas. Mainly in rural areas, they used to follow the manual methods, traditional methods, like they have to buffalo trams they have to use, and they used more cattle farming. they used to do more cattle. They to done the agriculture practices, the more amount of cattle is involved in that time. But that is all little time consuming. But nowadays the modern methods are came into existence. Thereby the reduce of the labor is we see the manual labor is reduced and increase of efficiency of the food. Right, children? So what are the advantages? Main advantages: it boosted the production, significantly increased the production of essential food grains like cereals, mainly wheat and paddy. Right, children? So reduced hunger. The food is not available, that kind of scarcity is not there for the food. So improved food availability helped in reduced hunger and malnutrition. Right, children? So thereby for every part of the world the staple food is provided. Thereby because of the green revolution is introduced. Right, children? Technologies advancement, increased adoption of modern farming methods, using of threshing, winnowing machines, and also all agriculture practices are done through the modern techniques. Thereby by that we are saving the time and reducing the labor. Right, children? So as there are the boons, as there also some disadvantages also will be there. Right? What are the disadvantages? The disadvantages are mainly for the green revolution, the seeds will be high yielding varieties, right? The seeds are very expensive, and also the using of fertilizers over and over to the soil, that leads to the soil pollution, and also not only soil pollution, that leads to eutrophication in the soil, eutrophication in the water. When the heavy rain falls, when the rain falls or heavy rain falls, that drains all the fertilizers in the soil, leads to drain away to the oceans, rivers, streams, little ponds that are that much of the nitrogen, phosphorus, and the content in the water will be increased. Thereby that much of amount of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium that was not required in the that streams and ponds. Right, children? As by the increasing of the nitrogen and phosphorus and also potassium, the algae present in the water streams, they absorb those nutrients and they develop all the they develop throughout the stream, throughout the pond. Thereby the aquatic organisms does not survive there. This is how the water also get polluted, and when the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium content is more, especially nitrogen and phosphorus, thereby we cannot use that water for drinking. Right, children? This is how the disadvantages of the green revolution, green revolution using of fertilizers, pesticides and all that. So manually the quality of the food is reduced because of the using fertilizers over and over. Right, children? These are the disadvantages. What we conclude by this? So the conclusion is green revolution is take the tremendous increase in the Indian agriculture, and while it brought about the remarkable introduce of food grains, mainly staple food, that changed the rural prosperity and economic levels of the farmers, and it also highlighted the need of sustainable practices. When stable practices are evolved in the environmental challenges, understanding these aspects essential for appreciating both the achievements and also limitations. By that, what are the advantages also there, but we have to do be in a limited way. Thereby we can save our it not led to soil to be polluted, not led to water to be polluted. So this is about the green revolution, children. So what we discussed, what is green revolution? Green revolution is nothing but using of high yield variety seeds, like wheat varieties like Sonalika, Kalyani Sona and all that. Who introduced green revolution in India? M.S. Swaminathan. So he is called the father of the green revolution, and in world Norman Borlaug we call it as the father of the green revolution, as there are many advantages and also disadvantages also there. What are the advantages? The food security is there for the green revolution, because per plant the quantity of the grains are increased, thereby we can store the buffer stock. Right, children? In the silos we are doing buffer stock. Thereby when the food is not come to our hands, when the crop is not come to our hands, but due to the natural disasters like that, we can use the already stored food. So the India is self sufficient. because of the green revolution. By using the many lightened of the modern techniques like tractors, harvesters, winnowing machines and all that, the manual labor is reduced and increase the efficiency. The agriculture practice should be done in a stable way. The sustainable the stable food production is seen in the green revolution. And coming to the disadvantages, as they are costly in seeds, they are very expensive, and the use of fertilizers over and over, that leads to the soil pollution, and it leads to water pollution also, right children. So that food is not usually very good for health also. That is what the green revolution is, the disadvantages of the green revolution. So for this control, we can choose the limitations for the green revolution, then we can evolve it. The main needs of increased population, the demand of increased population, the everyone, the needs is finishing, which means their needs are provided, because the staple food is provided to all over the country, right children. So every part of the world, the cereals like paddy, wheat are they are distributing, thereby the India becomes self sufficient in the corner of food, right children. This is about the green revolution. So let's do some questions here. So they are asking, which of the following is the natural method of nutrient management? They are asking, what is a natural method of nutrient management? Natural method that does not involve any fertilizers, right children. So the chemical fertilizers are not involved. So using of synthetic fertilizers. So synthetic means artificial, right children. So fertilizers are not involved. So they are asking about the natural method of nutrient management, right. So the first answer is absolutely wrong. So spraying of pesticides, these are also chemical involvement. So pesticides is also wrong. So use of chemical herbicides, chemical means they are absolutely wrong. The answer is use of compost and manure. These are prepared by the natural organic material. So the plant waste and animal waste, we are preparing the compost and manure, right children. This is the right answer for this question. Which of the following is an example of organic manure? They are asking organic manure, which means that is not prepared in industries, they are not involvement of any fertilizers, right children. So the answer is urea is a form of nitrogen, urea having the main content of nitrogen, right children. So it is one of the primary nutrient for the plant's requirement. So it is not organic, it is an inorganic salt. And coming to the NPK, these are the nutrient specific fertilizers, right. Next, superphosphate is the form of phosphorate, right children, to for the requirement of the plants. It is a chemical used for the crops, right children. So this is also wrong answer. The answer is cow dung manure, organic. It is a naturally organic manure used to prepare the compost and all that. That is given to the plants for their growth and development, and thereby for the humus of the soil increases. The friendly microbes are increases, right children. So see the third question. Which of the following methods enhances the soil fertility? They are asking about the soil fertility. Which of the following methods they are enhancing soil fertility without harming the environment? Which means without harming the environment means the fertilizers are always eliminated in that case, right children, because fertilizers are harming the environment. By using of excessive fertilizer leads to soil pollution and also leads to its water pollution, right children. So the answer for this question, we will see it. Overuse of fertilizers leads to the enhance the soil fertility. That is the absolutely wrong answer. Overuse of fertilizers leads to the pollution of both soil and water also, right children. So coming to the biofertilizers like Astrobacter and Rhizobium, these are the biofertilizers that does not cause any harm. They are also they does not cause any harm, right children. So the answer is absolutely maybe B answer. So before going to conclude the B is the answer, we should see the C and D also, right. Slash and burn agriculture, no, the more amount of pollution is produced here. Air pollution will be also caused by this slash and burn agriculture. So use of synthetic pesticides, these also cause the pollution. It is also not it is also not enhances the soil fertility. So the answer for this question is absolutely B. Biofertilizers, which means microbes which are required for the soil, they leads to the natural fixation of nitrogen and all that they are useful. So the Azotobacter and Rhizobium are the biofertilizers. They enhances the soil fertility without harming any environment. So the answer is absolutely B. And for the second question, the answer is C. For the first question, the answer is B. These are about the questions of in this slide. So next, we will see some other questions, children. So which of the following is not a primary nutrient they are asking? Which is not a primary nutrient they are asking? Which means, what are the primary nutrients especially? The primary nutrients of the plants required for their growth and development is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Right, children? So eliminate it: nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus and potassium. The answer is D. The answer is D for this question. So next question, see, what is the main purpose of fertilizers in agriculture? What is the main purpose they are asking? Well, the fertilizers, when we studied the activity also, right, children? We take 3 pots, pot A, pot B and pot C. So pot A having only soil, and we introduce some seeds, right, children? So in the pot B also soil plus manure. Soil plus manure, right, children? So in the pot C, we introduce soil plus fertilizers. So we introduced seeds here. The having only small young plantlet, it shows the minimum growth with the pot which having the manure, and the pot having the fertilizers shows the maximum growth. So thereby what we can say, the fertilizers of the pot C having the more growth over the A and B, right, children? So which means the main purpose of fertilizers in agriculture, which means, and also by increasing the growth, they leads to the growth of the fruits, right, children? So increase the soil moisture, it is a wrong answer. So next, it provides nutrients to the soil, because why the maximum growth of the pots is seen? Because of the plants require the primary nutrients like NPK are there in the fertilizers. They are because they are nutrient specific. That is why the amount of the maximum growth of the plant is seen here. Right, children? To kill weeds? No, not at all. Right, children? To increase the soil bacteria. Fertilizer is not involved in the soil bacteria, to increase soil bacteria. Who is involved in increase the soil bacteria? Manure increase the soil bacteria, good bacteria, which is useful for the soil fertility, enhances the fertility. Right, children? The answer is for this question is B, to provide nutrients to plants, which are specific nutrients. Right, children? Next, excessive use of chemical fertilizers may lead to. They are asking excessive use of. If you are using excessive use in the piece of the landscape, it is agriculture, you are using the fertilizers for this crop. So what it leads to, they are asking. It increases soil fertility? No, absolutely wrong answer. And it leads to soil pollution. Of course, soil pollution will be there by the excessive use. And increase the beneficial bacteria. It's also not correct answer. And better soil aeration? No. These are the 3. Increasing soil fertility and beneficial bacteria and soil aeration. These are the 3 features of the manure. Right, children? These are the 3 features of the manure. So the answer for this question is soil pollution. The excessive use of chemical fertilizers may lead to the soil pollution. Right, children? These are about the very moderate level type of questions. So let's discuss now, children, assertion and reasoning questions. What are the assertion and reasoning questions? They will give you the statement, assertion, and also they given the reason. If for the given assertion, the reason is correct, mean we choose the first answer. Like if both assertion and reason are true, and the reason is correct explanation of assertion, we can say. And if the assertion is right, assertion and reason both are right, but it is not the correct explanation of the given assertion. So we can keep the answer like both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. We can say that. And coming to the C, if assertion is true but reason is false, if the assertion is correct, if the reason is not it is not correct, so we can say the answer is, we can have to keep the answer C. And if the assertion is false, which means assertion means statement, the given statement having the right reason, we can say the first answer, because for the assertion reason may be true and the reason should be also true, right children. If the assertion is false but the reason is true, if the assertion is wrong also, if the reason is correct, we can keep the D answer. We have to analyze very clearly children, because we sometimes what we see mean there are close relative, by the assertion the reason will be close relative, we will see like that. No, but it should be very accurate, then we can keep the answer right for these questions. So this is the first question. See here, agriculture is the world's largest and most important industry. What they are saying, agriculture is the world's largest and most important industry, they are saying. Of course, agriculture is one of the most important industry in the world, because of the food, the main staple food, we are mainly depending on the agriculture only, right children. So it is the world's most important industry. The agriculture branch is very important industry, and today nearly half of the world and India, nearly 52% of the workforce in the agriculture sector. Of course, the variety of products, the variety of crops is to be grown in India, right children. So agriculture is the oldest, one of the oldest, largest and most important sector or industry. So the answer is, the assertion is correct statement, and for that reason is also correct statement. So by that we can say that answer A is the correct. If the both assertion and reason are true, here the both assertion and reason also true, right children. The reason also correct explanation of assertion. The reason it is also correct explanation of assertion, because it is the largest industry and half of the world, includes 52% of the workforce involved in the agriculture sector. So the assertion, the answer is A, both assertion and reason also true, and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. So this is about the first question. So let's move the second question. So coming to the second question, 1 minute children. Okay. Assertion, when a large number of plants are grown at the same place for food. See here, they are asking when large number of plants are grown in the same place for food, it is called crop. Of course, right answer. 1 minute. Yes, of course, right answer, right children. So the answer, assertion is correct statement. So assertion is correct statement. The reason is wheat is the most important cereal crop in the world, followed by rice and maize. So it is not, the assertion is both assertion and reason are both true, but reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. Why? They are asking about the crops. We have to say the stability, 7 agriculture practices. The reason should be for the to crop what they required, the 7, what are the steps to be taken. The 7 agriculture practice to need to be taken, right children. So the answer, though, for the reason, if the reason is correct also, it is not correct explanation of the assertion, because for the crops what the 7 agriculture practice need to be done, that should be the reason, means for the assertion the reason is the correct explanation, but both although the reason is correct, but it is not the correct explanation of assertion, right children. So what are 7 agriculture practices need to be done? So plowing should be done, right? Plowing would be done, and 1 minute, plowing would be done, and weeding should be done, right children, using of manure, in that sowing of seeds is also there, plowing, after plowing sowing of seeds, after that adding of manure and fertilizers for the growth and development, manure and fertilizer. After that the weeding process should be done, right children. Certain implements is also used in the 7 practices, right children. After that harvesting, threshing, winnowing, and at last storage, right children. These are the 7 steps need to be followed for the sustainable growth of the crop. sustainable agriculture, sustainability to be maintained for the crop. If these 7 practices done, then the crop get good yield and quality yield, right children. So that should be the reason. But the reason here saying wheat is the most important cereal crop, of course it is right, but it's not according to the assertion. So the answer is B. If the both assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So the answer is the B. Right children? So coming to the next question. See here. Look into this question children. So answer, third one answer. So assertion. Rabi crops are grown during June and July, harvested after monsoon. So kharif crops are sown at the beginning of the southwest monsoon, June and July. So here the rabi crops are sown in June and July. No, the first assertion is wrong, right children. The assertion is wrong about this rabi crops. Rabi crops are sown in the month of October and November, right children. The assertion itself is false. So rabi crops are sown during June and July is the absolutely wrong statement. Sown in the months of October and November. 1 minute. October and November. That is why rabi crops are also called as winter crops. They are grown in the month of winter months, right? October and November, and harvested after monsoon. So the harvest period is before summer, right children? April and March. So the assertion is itself wrong. So assertion is false, right children? So see here, reason. Kharif crops are sown at the beginning of the southwest monsoon, June and July. Of course, kharif crops are rainy crops. So they are sown in the month of June and July and harvested in the September, October. But the region is right. You know what are examples of the kharif crops? Paddy, groundnut, arhar, pigeon pea. These are some of the examples of the kharif crops, right children? Although the assertion is wrong, the reason is right. So the answer is assertion is false and the reason is true. Right children? So for this question the answer is D. D is the answer for this third question, because the assertion for the rabi crops grown in the month of October and November and going to be harvested in the months of April and March. So for this question answer is D. Right children? So coming to the next question. See here what they given the assertion. The process of loosening and turning the soil is called tilling and plowing. Of course, the process of plowing is also called as tilling. What is plowing? Plowing is nothing but the loosening of the soil. Right children? So what is the given for this assertion? The reason, loosening soil traps lots of water which is used for absorption of fruits. Of course, the reason is also true. The reason is also true. The loosening of soil traps lots of water because the soil will be aerated. The soil become porous. Right children? And because the humus soil will be came into the top of the soil, thereby the plants easily can absorb the water. Right children? Of course the reason is true, but for the assertion the reason is the not correct explanation. Why? Because why it is not the correct explanation? Because see, for the tilling, they ask in the tilling and plowing process, what types of implements are used? We have to say about those implements, that it will be the correct reason, that it explains the correct reason. But they are asking about their reason is about it can hold water. They are saying about the soil. After plowing, how the soil can, what are the advantages of the soil? They are saying, no, not about that we have to, the region should be. The region should be about implements mean it is correct explanation. The implements used for plowing are, what are the implements used for plowing? The implements used for plowing are the plow, the hoe and the cultivator. Right children? The mostly nowadays are using the cultivator. Right children? So that for this question, of course the assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not correct explanation, right children? So the answer is B, right children? If the both assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. For this question, the answer is B, right children? For this question, the answer is B. So coming to the next question. So children, what is the next question? 1 minute. So for this next question, they are asking about the horticulture, right? Yes. Horticulture is the branch of agriculture that deals with the production of varieties of vegetables, fruits, flowers and decorative flowers, right children? So for this assertion, the reason is, what is the reason? They given horticulture is similar to agriculture in many ways. Horticulture is similar to agriculture in many ways, but it is usually carried out by smaller scale. So, but it is not the correct explanation. Why it is not correct explanation? They are saying it is a branch of agriculture that deals with the production of various vegetables, fruits, flowers they are given. So, as if it is the reason, of course it is useful in many ways. They have to give the proper reason, because as they are vegetables, flowers and decorative items, although they are variety, they are mostly involved in the economic commercial products, right children? They cannot stored in they cannot stored in over a period of time, because they are easily spoiled. The variety of fruits, where flowers, they are spoiled easily. They become perishable and deteriorate and spoil it easily, right children? As the crops are stored, the crops of paddy, wheat can stored in the silos, right children? But the horticulture, the variety of vegetables, fruits, that cannot be stored. The decorative flowers, they are not able to store. As it is a small scale, it is not that much important, that much economizes to like to the main crops, right children? So it is the not correct explanation for the assertion of, although the assertion and reason are true, but the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. So the answer is for this question is B. The answer is B for this question, right children? So coming to the next question. Coming to the next question children, 1 minute. So they are given about the weeds. What are weeds? The unwanted plants, and we call it as weeds, right children? The unwanted plants, we call it as weeds. So weeds are unwanted plants. They grow along with the main crops. The assertion is absolutely correct. With the in the piece of land with our desirable crops, the the unwanted plants also grow. So what the reason they given? Weeds compete with main crops for water, minerals and sunlight, therefore reduce the crop yield. Of course, that is why the manual methods like plucking the weed plants by hands, or by using some implements by like trowel, hoe and all that, right children? Or else by using spraying special chemicals called herbicides and weedicides to remove these weeds. What are the main chemical fertilizers, chemical sprayers which are used? They are called weedicides or herbicides. What we are using? What kind of what kind of weedicides or herbicides are mainly used? 2,4-D, bitochlor, cinajai. These are some of the main weedicides are used to spray in the crops, right children? So the answer is absolutely correct for this. The reason is absolutely correct for the assertion, right children? These are the weedy plants that grow along with the main crops. They compete for both water, minerals and sunlight. They should be reduced by the weeding process, by plucking, by removing directly with the hands, or by the by spraying special chemical sprayers, like we call it as herbicides or weedicides. What are they? 2,4-D, bitochlor, MCPA. These are the weedicides which are usually used for to remove the unwanted plants, right children? So for this question the answer is A, right children? For this question the answer is A. So this is about the 6th question. Coming to the 7th question, what they given? Assertion. Combine is the formation which is used for both harvesting and also threshing, right children? So after threshing, what is the given, what the region they given, after threshing the grains have to be separated from the chaff. So for this question they asked about the harvesting process. What is the harvesting process? Harvesting process is nothing but when the crop is ready to gather, or when the crop is matured, then the harvesting process should be done, right children. By the manually what they used, the implement name called sickle, implement called sickle, right children. They use the implement called sickle. By the usual manual labor they used to cut the harvested crops, right children. So thereby the many stabs will be also there present. They are used to be again plow, they again use the plowing. They are used as organic materials. When it is decomposed they used for the plants to grow, right children. So coming to the harvesting, nowadays the modern method used mostly is combined mission. Combined mission is used to do the both work of the harvesting also, threshing also. What is the threshing? Threshing is nothing but the collecting grains, right children. For the manually the threshing will be happen to beat the with the hard substance, the beating of the stalk, thereby we are collecting the grains, or else by using threshing machine. But the combine is the farming machine which used both harvesting also and threshing also. They are saying after threshing the grains have to be separated from the chaff. See here, they given about the combine machine both doing after the the process, both harvesting also going on and threshing is also going on. The region should be according to the harvesting also and threshing also, but the region here are giving about only threshing, right children. So after threshing the grains have to be separate from the chaff. The grains have to be separate from the chaff. But according to this question they have to give about the harvesting process also and threshing process also, right children. But it is not accurate reason for the assertion, given assertion. So the answer is the both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not correct explanation of assertion, because here the discussing about the harvesting and threshing, but here is not giving the about the harvesting. They are only giving about the reason, right children. So this is about the today's session children. So another 3 more questions are left. We will discuss in the next class. Children, I hope you all clear about this today's session. I hope you all understand how to analyze the assertion and reasoning questions, right children. So we discussed about green revolution also. So tomorrow we are going to discuss another left questions children, and we will discuss the one direct statement based questions, which means directly asked. Okay. So we will discuss tomorrow those type of questions. Before ending the session, I would like to remind one of the important news children. We are starting the foundation course. We have started the foundation course from the April 1st onwards children. The next batch is going to commence from the April 1st onwards, sorry, April 15th onwards. So the mode of learning through by offline also and online also. For the offline people, you can happily come to our institute name called NEET World, present in Hyderabad near Narayani near metro station. And those who want to contact through us online, here down the scrolling number is there, contact by us, and we added we give the access in the in the app. The first 10 classes are very free, they are free children. So you can happily attend through the first free classes after 1 week of classes, and if you satisfy then only you can join, right children. So the main motto of our foundation course is we are meaning high weightage topics covered both the NEET and JEE, and the class is available for both CBSE also and SSE also, right children. So the subjects covered by us are physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology, and one-on-one interactions, for your doubt clearing sessions, one-on-one interactions should be there. And the mode of learning is through by digital panel children. We are creating for you animations, nice videos to get to be concept to be understood, right children. So don't forget this. We are commencing the April 15th onwards, the next batch is going to start from the April 15th onwards. So, do not miss the opportunity. The first 10 classes are free, children. So, contact in the given below number and happily access our classes, right children. So, thank you.